Right, good morning fish people, I'm Nosh from FishOn TV, and today you're joining me at Harthill Reservoir. David Wood, I spoke to David Wood yesterday, he invited me, he says why don't you get down there, I'm going to have a few hours. So I thought, well, why not? I've seen his bait tech video, he's got a few mighty fish on there. So I'm sat here on, I don't think there's a peg number or anything like that, but it's taken me a while to get set up with the rocks. I'll just show you why. There you go, look. So I had to get my box set up on that, and all the legs were a little bit stiff because I've not used them for a while, so it's taken me a while to get ready. Right, I'll let you have a look at the peg. I've got young Joe at the side of me there. He's not had a bite yet. There's some pike lads over there, and I forgot who that guy is, but there's David Wood a bit further down, and there's been one carp caught so far. So I'll let you have a look at the rest of the peg. So this is my peg. I'm aiming out there towards the middle there. I'm at about 50 metres at the minute on a hybrid feeder. Let's let you have a look round. Right. Oh, and David Wood did his feature over there somewhere near those boats, but apparently you're not supposed to be fishing there. So that's where he did his feature. He had the wind in his face. We've got wind across today. So tactics. What's my tactics? I've got a 12-foot Parabolics SUV with a Guru hybrid feeder on. Size 12 Guru QM1 with a wafter on, and obviously micros wrapped around it. I'm going to be putting a bit of ground bait in with micros, just mix it a little bit, put a little bit of squidgeridoo on now and again. And I've also, because I suspect it could be quite difficult with the weather that we've had recently, and the lads, well, Joe's been telling me, he says it has, so I've actually brought, it was a last minute decision because I was going to finish my river adventure off yesterday, but with all the rain we've had, we've not been able to do it, so we'll have to do that in the new river season. So a last minute thing, Dave says get yourself to Harthill Res, so I have done. I've also brought some ground bait. I've got some dead reds, I've got some corn, I've got a few worms. I wasn't really prepped for bream fishing, but I thought, do you know, I'm going to set a line up at about 25-30 metres, and I'm going to see if there's any roach and skimmers in here as well. Just in case the carping's not as good as what it was when Dave was here. So on that I've got my 11-foot MIDI 4GS with the 520 extremity and just your standard free running rig set up for bream fishing. So it's going to be as simple as that. I'm going to be using hook on the maggot. I've got I can swap to corn or a couple of maggots on the hook on the maggot. A couple of maggots on the hook, and I've got worm and corners bait to put down there. So we shall see if anything comes from that swim as well. So I'm going to have an hour or so on this. I've put 4 or 5 feederfuls out on the 25-30 metre line, just the Guru bait up feeder. There's not a great deal of bait out there, so leave that for an hour and I'll give it a go. So I'm just hoping we get a few pulls here. Apparently there's some really big carp in here. I think you saw the ones that David caught on the bait tech video. They were mighty fish, mighty. So let's see what happens today and see if we can get a few fish. I'm not holding my breath at the minute because I've seen one fish caught so far, but you never know. I'll tell you what I have noticed, there's a lot of fish topping, but apparently, I mean, I've not had a right good look at them yet, but apparently Joe says the pike, there's been quite a few knocking about, and these lads to my left have had, well, I've been here with about 3 or 4 pike. So there's a lot of pike knocking about, which, you know, is unusual. So let's see how we get on today. Bit of patience needed. That's been in 20 minutes. I'm due to reel it back in and go back out again on the hybrid feeder. So if we hook into anything, you shall be the first to know. Right, just a quick update. It's only me 4th cast, but I'm sort of giving it 20 minutes, half an hour casts. seems to be the norm here. But I've had a liner. I've topped the short line up where I'm hoping to maybe target some roach and skimmers and what have you. But Dave's down there, and there's Mick Brownhill. He's on his third fish now, and it's the second time that it's run straight over Dave's line. So it's comical to watch. It's like watching Laurel and Hardy down there. So it looks like he's got a decent fish on, and Dave's having to reel in at the same time. And obviously they're going to have to untangle it. It's the second time that it's happened.
You lost it on boy, Joe.
Oh, and it looks like he's lost it on the buoy. There's a buoy down there. So when he's hooking into fish, it's carting. They're going straight over towards where Dave is, and it's obviously a big fish. But it is comical. He won't be happy. I had to let you know about that one. But poor old Mick, poor old Dave as well. What can you do? The big fish in here and they don't half set off. But I've still not had anything just yet. I'll probably have a couple more casts on this. I'll just keep topping that line up. I did forget to mention that on the short line, on the extremity, I've got braid. The Guru Pulse braid 010 line, so it's what I typically normally use for bream and skimmer and roach fishing. So that's the line on that. Let's see if let's hope we hook into a carp or two. It's getting a little bit blustery, as you can see. It's blowing everything all over the place. Let's just hope we get a pull or two. I say there's obviously one or two carp moving about. That's his third one that he's hooked into. So let's just hope I get a pull as well. And Joe at the side of me, he's had a little roach on the hybrid and wafter. So they're definitely not hook shiny here, these roach. But not a lot to report. Bait wise, I've mixed some Thatchers and F1 Sweet for the skimmer line there. That's what I've been feeding me, putting micros, a few pieces of corn and dead maggots for baiting up. I've got some dead maggots at the side of me. There's the corn. Apparently they like corn in here, so there's some tension here. You never know, might even look into a tench on this short line. And I've got some micros mixed here. There's a few 4 mils in with that as well that I'm actually putting on around the hybrid feeder, and a few live maggots. And at the minute I've got a Speedies washter on. I might try a yellow one next, and a little bit of squidgy-doo. That's pretty much it, and I just keep putting a few pellets and a bit of ground bait in there, just as something a little bit different to go around the hybrid feeder. And that's pretty much it. It doesn't get any more simple than that. But nothing's happening just yet. I keep seeing the pike swirling around here, and some nice big pike. So I'll give you updates. I was just running a little bit. Give you updates as we go along. Right, folks, it's taken 3 hours. And it wasn't exactly a mighty pull round. The rod just went slack, so I lifted into it, and I think it's a carp. We shall see. Don't think it's the biggest, but either that or it's just swimming towards me. I ended up going from 50, I'm at about 65 metres now, so I've been edging out. I was ready for trying my skimmer line, because I have been topping the bait up down there, but I might as well have another cast out there. It's been a game of patience. Just seen one of my viewers, well, a couple of my viewers actually, one of them, Caius Martius. That's the right name, isn't it? It's his gaming name when he used to be gaming. So nice to see you, Caius. Let's see if we can get this fish in. It's taking some line. I'm nearly up to my shop leader. Dave's still not had one yet. As soon as all lads down there said I got one, he went, oh no. Well, looks as they don't fight it this time. He's putting a mighty battle up. Definitely been a game of patience. It come after 26 minutes, that one. I've been doing half-hour casts. It certainly feels quite heavy. No, it's not wanting to come in at all. At all. Come on, Mr. Carp. Oh, it's off on a run again. It's really starting to scrap now. It's come closer in. As soon as you start to lift it up, away it goes. Right, we'll get back to you in a minute. Well, it's putting a right scrap up. As soon as I think I'm getting it in, oh look, it's doing it again. Away it goes again. Must be a fair size. Doesn't want to come up at all. Well, he really is putting a good account of himself here. Oh my goodness me. Well, he's not coming, is he? Come on, fish. play ball now. Oh, I'm going to have to get back to you again. It's not having it. Oh, it's very fit, is this? Very fit indeed. Oh, it's a beauty. Absolute belter. That's a right lump, is that? I think it could be, it's over 15, I think. Look at this. Oh, it's a monster, absolute monster. That is a big fish. Size of that. I'm going to have to get him in head first. Oh my goodness me, that's just fit in the net. Bloody hell. Sorry for swearing, but that is an absolute monster. Oh my god. That is... that could be a PB. That's big. I think that could be bigger than Loco. So, oh my goodness me! Look at the size of that. Well. That is unbelievable. Joe, I'll tell you, let me see if we can get it. I mean, look at this. That has got to be £20 plus. Look at the size of that one then. What an absolute belter. Well, I think we're going to have to get him weighed, aren't we? Right, over and out. Right, just to let you know, weighed 19.5 pounds. It wasn't quite as long as the one at Lindholm. It just seemed a little bit shorter, but it was certainly the same sort of fatness. So I was wondering if it were going to be the same, but when I held it, I noticed it seemed about 6 inch shorter, and that weighed 19.5 pounds, that one. So not a PB at first. When I saw how deep it was, I thought, oh, it could be a PB this, but just not quite as big as the one at Lindholm. I just thought I'd let you know. One bite, well no, actually I've had 2 bites, but almost a 20 pounder. Get in. Right then folks, no more carp. I'm just gone into my skimmer line. I'm not sure how long the Rode batteries are going to last on the mic. So I'm going to give this an hour or so, see if we can get any roach or skimmers. If it does go flat, there'll be no audio, so I'll probably just have to report what I've caught. If I catch anything on this line. It's my second cast on it. I've not had a touch yet, and I've been putting bait in sort of every half hour, so not overkill. But I was expecting an instant response. I was hoping for a couple of roach or perch or even tench, anything like that. Joe at the side of me has had a nice tench. In fact, I've just had a right little, very small indication then. we'll see how long these batteries last in the microphones, and hopefully if they're still working, I'll get a little bit of footage. So we'll, not sure how long's left. It looks like it might only be about 20 minutes left, so let's just hope we get 1 or 2 fish. Right, if like I say, if it does go flat, I will report afterwards and let you know how the day's gone. But just catching the 19.5 pounder, I heard there were some decent fish. The average sort of stamp is about 12 pounds, Joe was telling me. So the 19.5 pounder is it's a bit of a beast. So I'm well chuffed with that. Fishing like this at this time of year, it's half-hour casts at least. I know there's Mick down there. I think he's been leaving it up to 45 minutes. Same sort of fishing as what they do at Boddington when they're winter fishing for carp there. So it's set your trap, sit and wait, and I gave it a good 3.5 hours for a carp, and it paid off. I got one absolute belter, so more than happy with that. So let's just keep us fingers crossed we can have 1 or 2 silvers as well, but it's just starting to rain. Can't really put a brolly to my right hand side because it'd be in my way for casting and things, so give it an hour or so on it and we'll see how we get on. Oh, it's a nice roach. Nice little roach. It's the second roach I've had. I had a tiny one early which I didn't bother showing you, but the first bite that I had on it, on this line, on double maggot, ripped the rod round and snapped me. There we go, look. A nice little roach. I've just started getting 1 or 2 bites on that, but I think I hooked into a carp. I wasn't expecting, didn't half rip the rod down, lifted up into it. I think there may have been a weak point on the line because it broke a bit too easy, but it didn't half bolt away, so I think I've hooked into a carp there. But just getting 1 or 2 roach now, 1 or 2 bites, so it's exactly what I was hoping. I will probably air rig a piece of corn on that line a little bit later on, and you never know, I might pick a carp up, because that definitely felt very carpish. It was a mighty bite. Well, we're into another roach. Nice positive bite. I think it's a roach. Let's have a look. Yeah. Straight round, so started to come to the maggots now at last. That's 3 roach. I had to let you see that one, didn't I? Because we've still got a bit of volume, a bit of battery life left in the road, but not too much. We are getting to the end, like I said earlier. At least it's been an interesting day, I've got to say. It's certainly a place at this time of year I'd like to give it another go in the summer. I'm pretty sure we'll be catching more than 1 or 2 carp. Joe's had another tench at side of me, and he's had a few bream round about the 6. He's had a couple of bream round about the 6 pound mark. Big black bream there, so yeah, it'd be interesting. I'd like to come in and fish the slider as well. I bet that'd be quite interesting as well. Thick and fast, 30 seconds in. Oh, it was a real positive bite, that, straight round. For a roach bite, as far as roach bites go. Oh, is it a netter? I think we might need the net for this one. Or put it in the net. He's not a giant roach, but he's a nice little roach. Yeah, we can't complain at those little roach, can we? Lovely. I don't mind catching those all day. Very nice indeed. Ah, it's nice to get a few silvers at the end of the session. Well, there's no mic on, but I've hooked into another. I've got a feeling it might be one of those bream. Let's have a look. Could be a decent sized bream, this, I think, maybe. Oh, I don't know. Right, bloody battery went flat. Let's have a look at this bream. Yeah, look at that. Probably about £5, I reckon. Nice chunky bream. Very nice indeed. That was on the hybrid feeder. There we go. Chunky units, them. Proper dozzo lids. Right, let's have another cast. Right then, well, it is the day after. I was a bit tired actually. I couldn't be bothered when I got back. Somebody dinted the side of my van, so I thought I'd do it today anyway. Right, Harthill Reservoir. I've never been there before. It's a big cast venue, that. About 12 or 13 foot deep where I was fishing. Pretty simple day, dead easy setup. The hardest thing about it for me was actually getting your gear down there and setting it up. It is on a slope like that. That was a little bit tricky, but once you settled, easy fishing. It were a nice day. I wouldn't say it was prolific with bites. I'd planned on sort of going out at about 50 metres. I did chuck a bomb about. It's quite level. Once you get off the slope at the beginning, it's pretty much, it seems to, well, I've got just over a 4-second count, 4.5-second count on a 1 ounce bomb. 12 to 13 foot, I would have said, round about that sort of depth. So I was quite happy. It didn't matter where I cast it, it seemed to be that everywhere, even on my short line. So set the 12-foot Mac Parabolics SUV feeder rod up with a hybrid, good old hybrid feeder, and just a couple of wafters to change micros around it. Simple as that. Set off at 50 metres, and after about 3 hours, not a sign. Well, actually I had one little, it looked like a little roach jab, but that was about it really. Once I hit the target at about 65 metres, 26 minutes in, around, well, it didn't go around actually, it went back. It was a back bite, so I lifted into it, and as you saw, I mean, we don't, as match fishermen, we don't expect great lumps like that. It was 19.5 pound. What an absolute belting fish. Took some getting in. They're starting to pick up a little bit, those fish, but I mean, we sort of were expecting sort of between 8, 10, 12 pounders maybe at the most, but to get a lump like that, what another treat for Nosh. Bloody hell, what a mighty fisherman I am. Absolute treat. So superb to catch that. Nothing much after that then, so I went on to the short line, which I'd been putting a bit of bait in every sort of half hour, keep it topped up, hoping for a few roach and skimmers, and I did get a few roach. No skimmers, no bream. I did hook into something. It was a violent bite on little gear, and to be fair, I think there must have been a nick in the line or something, because it did snap a little bit too easy, but it was hell of a bite. It ripped it straight round, so there was no striking involved, just lift up. It was coming off the clutch, and then it just snapped on the hook length. So whether it was just a bit of weakness on the line, I'm not sure. I'm assuming that was either a decent sized tench or a carp. But then, as you saw, I had a few roach. I didn't record every one of them. It was getting pretty blustery out there, so I enjoyed catching a few roach. I'm sure on a better day, I'm sure there'll be some nice bream to be had out there, because later on, I mean, was it Joe at the side of me? He had a few nice bream, about 6 poundish. I went back on the hybrid for the last hour, and another back bite. and I hooked into, I think, guessing it was a chunky unit, about a £5 bream, maybe a little bit more, I'm not sure. I'm going to say £5, but they're well worth catching. Thoroughly enjoyed catching that one. So that was it really. Really enjoyed the day. I wouldn't say it was prolific like I said earlier, but it's a venue I've never fished, and I really enjoyed the day. So and good company with Joe at the side of me, and listening to Dave and Mick further down, watching Laurel and Hardy get the lines crossed. That one entertaining. But yeah, great day. I'll definitely have to visit that place again. So I hope you've enjoyed today's little video on Harthill Res. New experience for me, and hopefully for you guys, if you guys have never been there. So if you do go there, you've got to be steady on your legs going down that bank. Make sure you get set up properly first, and make sure you're comfortable, and then hopefully you can have a nice day's fishing. So that's pretty much it from me. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be on the bank at Lindome Lakes next week. I was thinking ahead of myself there. Lindome Lakes next week. Not sure what to do. I think I might just go for a bomb attack. I don't know yet. We'll see when we get on the bank there and just see what happens, because I think those fish will be starting to move about a little bit now. Not too much, but I'm hoping they'll be moving about a little bit more than they have been doing. So right, that's it from me. I shall see you on the bank at Lindome. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, guys, it's absolutely free to subscribe. If you click the notification bell, you will get all our videos as we upload them. So we shall see you pretty soon.